Announcing the commencement of the first purge.
I want you to change the world, and don't think that this is going to happen peacefully or you can do it alone. We need to kill the rich. You get out there, you use your weapons, and you rip Washington apart. You hunt down the billionaires, the bank bosses, the CEOs, the scumbags and the liars, the governors, the lobbyists, the senators, because they're all the same, and you hang them.
Just remember all the good the purge does.
Good morning, everyone. It's August 30th, 2018. I'm Eric. Here I am at DCClothesline.com. President Trump warns violence is coming if Republicans lose in November. And, of course, we have Antifa in Austin planning violent paramilitary attacks on patriots. So, Donald Trump could be right about this. And this is the second Antifa group to warn of violent action by Antifa. So, the author asks, are we going to see violence in the streets of cities following midterm elections? Trump seems to believe that this is a real possibility. He shared his thoughts on this with a group of top evangelical leaders on Monday night. Previously, those who have warned that a civil war is coming to America have been heavily criticized. Perhaps people will start taking it more seriously now that Trump is saying it. Of course, we have already seen dozens of attacks on Trump supporters all over the nation, but the mainstream media largely ignores those because it doesn't fit the narrative that they are pushing. Mainstream media wants Trump to look as bad as possible. They want his supporters to look bad as possible. So they don't report anything that may cause the public to view them in a positive light. No matter what the mainstream media says about these people, I'll never view them in a positive light. On Monday, somewhere around 100 top evangelical leaders gathered for an intimate dinner with Trump, and this dinner made headlines all over the nation. About 100 evangelical leaders were invited to a dinner at the White House Monday night for what was a prayer-filled event that's been compared to a church camp meeting and a campaign rally. Dubbed a state dinner for evangelical leaders, the event was held specifically in the honor of evangelical leadership. The dinner was attended by dozens of evangelical pastors, evangelicals, and activists who've been involved in informally advising the administration, including well-known figures like Franklin Graham, James Dobson, and Greg Laurie. During his remarks at the dinner, Trump acknowledged that the level of anger is unbelievable and warned that there will be violence if Republicans lose in November. In quotes, the level of hatred, the level of anger is unbelievable, he said. Part of it is because of some of the things I've done for you and for me and my family. But I've done them. This is November 6th. This November 6th election is very much a referendum on not only me, it's a referendum on your religion. It's a referendum on free speech and the First Amendment. Let's not forget about the second the most important amendment. If the GOP loses, he said, they will overturn everything that we've done, and they'll do it quickly and violently and violently. There's violence. When you look at Antifa, you look at some of these groups, these are violent people. So we only have about 2 months left to go before the midterm elections. I think Trump is starting to realize how dire the situation is. Pro-Trump Republicans have lost in primaries in Arizona, Idaho, and elsewhere. Democratic candidates are raising far more money than Republican candidates, and the left has lost far more energy the left has far more energy and enthusiasm than the right does at the moment. If the midterm elections were held right now, the Democrats would almost certainly take control of the House, and they might even win a majority in the Senate. So, I can't tell you how bad these elections can turn out. Trump is correct that there will be violence if Republicans lose, but there will also be violence if Republicans win. Either way, Antifa and other groups on the radical left will continue to escalate the rhetoric and violence. In addition to rioting in the streets like we have already witnessed, in cities such as Portland, individual Trump supporters are already being attacked at an alarming rate as well. Okay? And then to back Trump's claims, and people, you know I'm not I don't support political candidates. When Donald Trump announced that he was running for president, I said that I like him as a businessman and a TV personality, but I do not like the idea of him being a president. I don't like the idea of anyone being my leader. But in Austin, Texas, a far-left extremist group is calling for a Red Army to be formed to annihilate those it considers enemies, namely those who do not agree with its communist ideas. According to a post to the Facebook account, the Red Guards Austin, they'd like to see the formation of a paramilitary or of paramilitary organizations, one of which specializes in fistfighting and the use of blunt objects or weapons like flagpoles or axe handles. A second level would involve those who have undergone military training and would operate as the group's soldiers. And there's military people that have this ideology too. Don't be fooled in thinking all your military people are patriots and constitutionally minded. They have former soldiers, okay? Just like we do. Or just like the right does. The posting goes on to call for members to combat or to confront their enemies physically and ensure they are bombarded from all sides. The end of the post makes it clear that they are quite committed to their cause, and their words are frightening. Only if you're a pussy. In quotes, on the basis of our principled United Front work, fascists and their collaborators can be drowned out, run out, routed, beaten bloody, and even annihilated. These are principles that we aim to hold them to the very finish. They are Marxist in nature, Maoist, and they're going to commit acts of violence against the general public. Are you ready? Are you ready? Now, people don't think these kinds of things can happen in the United States, but they are going to happen, and it's going to be messy. But what we don't want to have happen is neither of these sides to regain control after control is lost, because both of these sides represent your enslavement. Anyway, I thought I'd share this with you. I hope you all have a good day. Till next time, kill the state, live free.